All right, up next, we got Section 8 evictions, fraud damage, and people losing their vouchers. Let's deep dive.
Lead with Housing Authority. Hey, how you doing, sir? Is Jasmine Thornton there?
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Lee with Housing Authority. We're here to serve an eviction. I don't know. They said that you people that you had 30-day notice, everything. Hold on, sir. Please, sir. Don't touch him.
When he grabbing my
No, sir. Listen. Everybody, calm down. Okay. Who is the? Okay. Are you? Who's this, ma'am?
That's my boyfriend.
Oh, he's okay. How you doing? I'm Lee with Housing Authority.
I'm good. What's going on?
She is currently late on her rent, 3 months behind.
Late on my rent. 3 months behind.
Yeah, and this is my mover. He's moving things. He's the the one that's my part of my team.
Hold on,
listen, bro. Listen. Can you talk
What
to
you doing?
listen, y'all. Everybody, calm down. Everybody, just relax.
Well, we calm.
He is supposed to be moving things.
Well, I didn't get no letter. I don't know this shit. This ain't that.
Listen, bro. Listen, I need everybody to come. Listen, bro. Calm. You need to relax, bro. Listen, you need to calm down. Listen, bro. He is doing his job. He is doing his job.
Bro, he ain't tell me
He is doing his job.
He ain't tell me shit.
Listen,
He ain't tell me.
listen. I got the letter right here. Listen, here's the letter. Here you go.
I ain't never get none of this.
So they said they've been giving you notices for like the past 3 months. You haven't been. You're late. They give you 30 days.
I paid the what the you talking about? You should have paid this earlier. I paid it.
Listen, it's free. Listen.
Watch out.
Listen, bro. Hey, sir, we got. Hold on. We have to call authorities. We got to call authorities.
Take that, boy.
Can you relax? We have to call authorities. This stuff has to go. She has a 30-day notice. This is the day. We're serving the eviction. She didn't go to court. She didn't even show up. So
I didn't know nothing about this. That's going on right now. No,
Hey, y'all ain't giving me no letter, bro. Y'all just now showing us.
Yo, we sent
Y'all
it
just not telling
to.
us
Sir, can you please?
what's going on.
Sir, can you calm down?
Tell me what's going on, bro.
Sir, can you calm?
Damn.
You ain't telling me enough information.
Hey, call.
He caught off guard.
Listen.
This ain't that, boss.
Listen,
This ain't that.
sir.
This ain't that.
Tommy, relax, bro. Listen, you need to calm down.
Tell this man.
Listen, sir. Do your job. Do your job. Listen, so
Flash screens everywhere. Stop playing.
That's fine.
it's fine. Bro, move.
Should have played that rent instead of them flash screens.
Move all this stuff up.
Like we obviously, my
It's fine.
So,
look at here, bro. Watch out, bro. I got my.
move. You need to get out. 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 Whatever you gotta do. Get it.
I'm moving shit right by the door. Wait.
No, it gotta get out this house, sir. It need to go out this house. Everything. So grab. We'll give y'all a couple minutes to grab whatever you gonna get.
Damn.
What's going on?
Do you have any hip
No
injuries?
question, babies. We got the babies. Don't worry about all that.
Like I said, man, they said you missed court. They said you didn't come. All that. So
Y'all left the baby right here. It's a baby right here, y'all left. No, that's my son. I know. He good.
So, hey, so you can start. You can move that court. You can start by with that court. They're not taking that. You can take that. Just start moving someone. Sir, do we have to call the authorities? We have to get this stuff out because we gotta go. We gotta get all this stuff out.
Go call him a police
Okay, I
ass
conducted
nigga.
my investigation. Jasmine Thornton, everything is good. Get what y'all gotta get. We can move this stuff out. I'm gonna give y'all an hour.
He was at least cool enough to give him an hour. But you know what bugged me out the most is when they come to evict their ass and they act like they don't know what's going on, like they wasn't getting them letters. And he gave her the money for the rent. So what she did with the money? Probably bought that hair or them TVs. They really think like, shit ain't gonna happen, and then it happened.
Silence. That is the sound of your life being turned upside down. For thousands of Americans, the federal Housing Choice Voucher program, better known as Section 8, is the only thing standing between them and the streets. It's a lifeline. But what happens when that lifeline is suddenly cut? Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on the Section 8 eviction crisis. You see the system designed to help, but we're showing you the brutal reality of a policy packed with tripwires. We start here, with the moment it all goes wrong. This isn't just about unpaid rent. This is about instant, life-altering displacement, leaving families with nowhere to go. Their stories expose the terrifying fragility of living under a strict, unforgiving contract. This is the new American housing nightmare.
Somebody just walked by and told me that this was an eviction happening in the last 2 days for a non-payment on a Section 8 house here in the neighborhood. I didn't even know this place existed till just now. What in the world? Look at that.
They gotta
Oh my
start
God,
all
it
over.
smells awful.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. Alright, I'm gonna cover my mouth. Look, there's like a final notice there. Man, this has to be like a landlord's worst nightmare. Oh my goodness. Look at that mattress there. Oh, that mattress ain't even opened yet. Oh God, the stench is horrible. Oh my goodness. Look, another cart right here. Oh man. Oh
dang.
man, this is not good.
So this house was bought by an investor about 3 years ago. Summer of 2019, a lady moved in with 8 children. I really have to say that. Children were absolutely wonderful. She, I think, has a lot of mental health issues. It just kind of went down the hill from there. Well, they are in the eviction
That's a
process
nice
right now.
house.
Everything has to be out on the street for 24 hours. After that, you can go ahead and get it cleaned up. Every Christmas, there would be a truck, a donation
they
truck
fucked that house
would
up.
stop here. TVs, Legos, bikes. So she would just take all these donations and just shove them in the garage. She was
A lot of landlords don't like taking Section 8 for a number of reasons. Number one, they can't go up in the rent. Number two, a person who don't really pay much for a place that they're staying at typically don't take care of it. Like if they don't have to really earn it, they don't really value it that much. So that's why you see a lot of those houses look like that. And the neighborhood look really nice, just based off of what I can see. It's not like in a hood, you know?
constantly drinking. She
Look
was
at
always
that.
drunk.
It was hardwood
so the children
floor.
were removed by the state. It is
This is a nice house. They just did not take care of it.
our understanding that 5 youngest children are in Dallas. The rest are here somewhere in Houston. According
Wow.
to all the officials, she
Look
is
how
not
she's just
getting
living.
her children back. She was admitted a few times into the
Oh.
hospital because she was tased by the police. There was a baby born in this house, so she was pregnant when she moved in.
So once the kids get taken away, she no longer qualifies for the house, right?
No.
Because you have to have the kids to qualify for Section 8.
Absolutely.
She moved in a family member. We called the police. Come to find out the family member living there more than 30 days. And in Georgia law, if they've been there more than 30 days, they're considered a tenant. So now we have to go through this whole process of trying to get her out. And she said, we got to evict her. If you see in the video, she vandalized the property. She done tore out piping out of the kitchen, the bathroom.
God
She done
dang.
threw paint on the wall, holes, paint everywhere. 3 windows got broken, et cetera, et cetera. So
You see that right there? That's exactly what they have to deal with those type of tenants, because cheap rent attracts cheap people. And so their behavior is going to be just like that, especially when y'all start beefing, when a tenant and a landlord start beefing. That's why a lot of landlords are like, even though their rent is coming in every month, pretty much guaranteed, aside from whatever the tenant is supposed to pay, it's not really worth it because of the type of tenant that you get. That's why they're, asking for so much, because they want to make sure that you overqualified and are capable of taking care of that house. They got to go in there and fix all that up.
landlords, let me give you guys 3 tips on how to, go through this situation. If you're going through this, let me tell you how to handle it. First and foremost, you got to do checkups on your properties, right? Make sure that if you see any additional family members, if they're on Section 8, make sure you got to report this to housing. If not, you need to update your lease. Wherever state you're in, second tip, make sure you know your tenant laws. And thirdly, you're going to have to file an eviction. And what we normally do is we file through Connect the Court, which is done virtually, or like my attorney suggested, you could do an intruder's affidavit. The intruder's affidavit is a much quicker process than going through the entire eviction process.
Come with us as we go evict our Section 8 tenant.
All right, let's go.
Some states are very tenant friendly, like the state I live in, and some states are very landlord friendly. So that's just a fun fact.
Today we're heading to our first rental property after the recent eviction of our tenant. There are many pros and cons to having a Section 8 tenant, but the result of this one was extremely bad. After receiving multiple violations from our HOA, we had to take a look at the property and see what was actually wrong with it. And once we pulled up, it was devastating.
She was complaining of rats and all that kind of stuff, and
They don't take care of it. Like when they don't have to earn it and it's just give it to them, they don't value it.
clearly you can see why there were rats, because she didn't really care to actually throw the trash out. She threw the trash into the backyard. It's not a surprise that one would see rats.
In all of her time living there, she hadn't cut the grass once. Look how bad this lot looked compared to the rest of the community.
Why would you get a house that nice and make it Section 8? That's what I don't understand. I'm not saying that, you know, it's just not typical. Like most of the houses that are on Section 8 are usually in the hood or the city.
It's no wonder we got many violations for this. So that brings us to today. We had the trash taken out, the grass cut, and we were just there to put a notice of abandonment on the property as our last attempt to communicate with this woman since she'd gone off the radar.
But the crisis cuts both ways. For every tenant fighting to stay afloat, there was a landlord left holding the bag, a bag often filled with thousands of dollars in damage. We've been shown the evidence: floors destroyed, walls ripped open, and filth left behind.
Gotta rehab all that.
Landlords argue they are upholding the lease, and the damage they show is beyond normal wear and tear. They point to lengthy eviction processes, limited security deposits allowed under the program, and a lack of support from the housing authority to recoup their losses. This financial risk makes many property owners terrified to participate in the program at all, shrinking the pool of available housing. It creates a vicious cycle. Tenants lose their homes and landlords lose faith in the system. When the rules are broken, who truly pays the price?
You got to think about it like this. The money that a landlord makes off of the rent is really not a lot. More than likely, they're going to have a mortgage on that house. And so the rent that they're collecting is going to be enough to pay the mortgage and then maybe have a little bit more for wear and tear. So say, for instance, something goes wrong in the house and it needs to be repaired. It's the requirement of the landlord to fix whatever it is that's going on inside of the house. That's what the rent is for. And sometimes lawn care is included, but sometimes not. It just depends on what that tenant landlord agreement is. The amount of money that they make as far as being a landlord, and especially for a landlord for a Section 8 tenant, they lose all of it having to repair it. You know, like the flooring and the pipes, like just the vandalism, the rodents, you know what I'm saying, getting that out, then the trash that you have to pick up and have a group come in with a big ass fucking trash can and dump all the trash. It's just a lot. And so they're starting to realize like the juice is just not worth the squeeze. That's why you see a lot of like Section 8 vouchers not being accepted. It's not because Donald Trump did something. It's because the Section 8 tenants are the worst tenants to have.
Y'all, this woman just got kicked off of Section 8 because she had a man living in her house. So here's a quick story. The lady's been on Section 8 for 7 years, finally starting to get her shit together. She allows her baby daddy to come live there. He's hustling out of the house or whatever the case may be, helping her out with the bills, doing whatever he can. They kick her out Section 8. He skates. He don't want no parts of her. He ain't helping her out. He ain't trying to help her get back up to get a placement for her and her kids, their kids. He just done straight up bounced on the girl. Now, it doesn't make no sense that she sacrificed her place of living in order to help him out, but then as soon as she loses everything, he skates. That's what a lot of men do out here. A lot of men don't give a damn about you and what you got going on as long as it benefits them. So she put herself in a situation thinking that if everything else fails, that he was gonna have her back. Now he's on her feet and she's on her ass. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation in the comments. Free game.
Woman loses her Section 8 after they discovered that she has additional people living with her, to be exact, a man. Now, y'all, this is sad, and I told y'all that they were taking this stuff serious. The whole manipulating the system thing is pretty much done. You're done. If that's what you do, you might want to consider doing something else. But yeah, this woman, she was on housing for some years, Section 8, And through investigation or whatever, they basically found out that she was lying about a couple different things, including having a man live there with her who, I guess, you know, these things matter for income and all these different types of things. So basically they found out that there was a man in the house. They got rid of her housing, kicked her off Section 8 housing. And then get this, here's the kicker. And then the man leaves because she lost the house. Y'all, this is a prime example of how you can get blessed but have the wrong people around you. Yeah, it's a sad story, y'all. So make sure that y'all just take in consideration who you keep around you. And man, stop this fraud.
This is what they like to do. They like to try and paint most men like this. And I noticed that they refrain from giving a demographic. But they like to paint men like this. But the reality of it is that the type of man that woman has chosen is a man that needs her. So if you're dealing with a man that doesn't have his own and you can't attract that type of man, there's obviously something wrong with you that's making you attract this type of guy that would do that type of behavior. Because there got a lot of men out there that ain't on Section 8 and got their own shit. And if y'all join forces, you can hop over into his space and be with that man, but that would require a level of submission that most women ain't willing to do. So they just rather be in control on Section 8 until they're not anymore.
Imagine being forced to choose between shelter for your children and a meaningful relationship. This is the invisible trap in the Section 8 contract, the rule against unauthorized residence. For women across the country, a temporary visitor, a helping hand, or yes, even a boyfriend can be grounds for immediate termination. Why? Because the housing authority sees it as a form of fraud, a change in household income or composition that wasn't reported. But what these women describe is less a conspiracy and more a cruel conflict between human necessity and bureaucratic rigidity. They are stripped of their voucher, not for criminal acts, but for a fundamental human connection. The result? Total loss of housing assistance. The message is chilling. The system will help you, but you must live alone. Is this housing assistance or isolation by contract?
It's 100% housing assistance. And the thing about it is that what gets lost in translation is the fact that this Section 8 is supposed to be temporary. This is assistance to get you back to where you need to be at. It's not meant for you to be a crutch on and relying on it. So that's not a trap. If you use it the way that it's meant to be used, where you're on it for a short period of time just to get back on your feet, and then you start rolling as a normal citizen, paying for your own rent, then you can have as many relationships as you want.
And the meltdown is starting over Section 8. Y'all can't seem to comprehend this is actually happening in real life. Like, it doesn't apply to you for some odd goddamn reason. Now, I'm going to give you an example. If you go and rent an apartment, okay, in a complex that only allows a minimum of 5 people, I'm going to put it for you to understand, and you move in 8 people, well, that is a clear violation of your lease, and you get to be booted out if you don't boot them out.
Rules are rules.
The same rules apply for Section 8. If you are a legal immigrant or a citizen and receive Section 8, and you have people in your house that is an illegal immigrant, because of the new rules and regulation President Donald Trump put out there, allowing no illegals to receive any type of benefits, that means you've violated the Section 8 rule. Okay? So if you, your mom, whoever, somebody is an illegal immigrant living in your house, you get to say goodbye to your Section 8. I don't see what the big problem is. Follow the rules, boot them out, and be done with it and continue receiving your Section 8. But y'all can't comprehend the basic things that's happening in America where real life shit happens. You own it. Deal with it. Get moving.
So here's our hotel room we are currently staying in. So we got the kitchenette area, a microwave, purchased a small air fryer to kind of help us cook We weren't furnished any cookware, and the cookware that we have is in storage, so I got an air fryer instead. So we're using the microwave and the air fryer to eat. We have the refrigerator here. Over here is the little sitting area, TV, dresser, recliner over there. That's where one of the kids sleeps, and then we got one sleeping over there, and yeah, we got my bed here where I share with the baby girl, and we got end tables and stuff. But and this is the bathroom, and I got one child in there currently. Don't judge me about the bed. It's just been one of those days. But yeah, this is our home.
I want to get this out. If you are a voucher holder, do not leave. Stay here, share this, and repost this. And I don't mean to be pointing at you. If you have a Section 8 voucher, a FEPS voucher, a city FEPS voucher, any housing subsidy where you are responsible for only 30% of your rent and you're not paying it, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Tell me. Sorry. Section 8 and these programs are a major blessing given the fact that there is a waiting list that is probably not going to be open for another couple of years, if it even opens. We can only hope to God that it does. All right? Especially in these dark times in this rent crisis. But some of you guys are out here acting like that 30% tenant share is optional. It is not. It is your responsibility, and you are accountable to pay that 30%. If you get a rent demand letter, that's your cue to run, not walk down to Section 8 and handle it immediately. Look, we all go through tough times. There's no judgment here, but letting your portion slide while the government is covering the rest, that's how people lose their voucher and end up back at square one. Don't fumble the bag. Protect your housing like your life, because your life depends on it. It really, really does.
This is why the Great Reset is so important, where the government is starting to get smaller and take their hands out of state matters like Section 8. And it's sad to see people go through the struggle of losing their home, but it's gonna create a version of those Americans that actually appreciate something that they've earned. When you just give, people tend to not appreciate it. Privilege is blind to those who have it, so they don't really see the value in it because they never had to earn it. But now you're starting to see where they've become so deluded in with themselves that they don't even pay the 30%. You know, they feel like it's always going to be there, or it's optional, you know, just because of how easy things were.
What we are witnessing is not a few isolated incidents. It's a symptom of a system stretched to its absolute breaking point. Eviction filings, even for subsidized housing, remain stubbornly high. The stakes are catastrophic. Losing a Section 8 voucher can mean a lifetime ban from the program, a permanent slide into housing insecurity. This program, meant to be a safety net, has become a high-wire act where one wrong step, one missed report, one unapproved relationship, or one costly mistake can send you crashing down. It's a crisis of interpretation, of resources, and of humanity. The question is, can the system be fixed before it crushes the very people it was created to save?
What women need to understand is that the economy that they've created through feminism requires two incomes. They have no way of doing it by themselves. And so either they're going to do it by themselves with the government, or they're going to have to pick a man. And so before they just allow Pookie and Ray Ray to come live with them, they may learn or be forced to learn to be more selective, because they know that one way or another they're going to have to give up this voucher if they're going to have a man.
I just got kicked out of my apartment. I told Section 8 several times that I tried. I pay my bills on time. That's what I told them. I've told them that several times. I say I paid my electricity bill. I pay my gas bill, I pay my water bill, I pay my light bill, I pay my trash bill, I pay my rent bill. I pay all my bills.
Why you got kicked out?
I even pay my internet bill. And every time I make money from work, it goes to them. And then when I have more money, it goes to them. So I'm not making money because I'm just making money for rent. Now I don't have any money. My home that's supposed to be my sanctuary, my pride. How embarrassing it is to go live with family when you had your own place to live.
At least you got somewhere to land.
First and foremost, what are the grounds for the eviction? Like, why are you evicting them? Did they violate the lease? Did they violate the house rules? All you have to do is file the eviction with your city or county. File the full eviction. Once they're served, of course, you have to appear in court and you present your case. If they violated any of the lease terms, if they violated any of the house rules, and you have already documented with, lease violations, you have grounds for eviction. You can also terminate a lease if it's a violent crime or something violent happens at your house or your property. Termination means that you're trying to evict them within 5 to 10 or 10 to 15 business days. Hope this information helps you.
If that tenant has not paid you rent, you certainly have to make sure that you have not received money from Section 8. Because if you do, the judge will throw your eviction out. Even if the tenancy ends for that Section 8 tenant, you still have to make sure that there's proper service made to those parties who are involved in Section 8 housing.
No more Section 8? I don't think so. Not Trump and not any other president will terminate the Section 8 program for millions of Americans that are dependent on this program every single month for their monthly expenses. It's just not going to happen. People like myself, real estate investors, will continue to benefit greatly from this program and will get their rent paid by the federal government on the 1st of every month. Good luck.
I know a lot of people are usually on the receiving end of the Section 8, so that their perspective is like, oh, the landlord is wrong for evicting them. But that property is an investment for them. That's how they feed their family. That's how they pass on generational wealth. So if you are not paying the rent, they can't pay the mortgage. And they can't put a nest egg away to be able to fix any of the utilities that might go bad, like a water heater or HVAC. If your HVAC go bad, it's their responsibility to provide a new HVAC. And HVAC is like $20,000. A lot of people don't really understand what the landlords go through and why they're peeling back their Section 8 tenants. Sometimes the juice is just not worth the squeeze.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now.
If you made it this far, check out the report we just did on the Michigan church shooting, leaving 1 person deleted and 9 others hurt. Maybe more because there was also a house fire. Check it out.